Hello everyone, welcome back to the vlog, the filmmaking vlog about me, LukeRing, and I'm a director, a writer, and a cinematographer for my company Sukavision. And today we're talking about kind of the do's and don'ts, in particular of this scene for my short film Sorrow's Grave. So, like the title and thumbnail suggest, and not even suggest because it's true, yes, we did do a DIY dolly. And the thing about low-budget filmmaking is you have to be able to do these things. Not saying that with or without this, it made this a better film. But this is also what makes filmmaking fun. Like, oh, there's something with wheels. We don't have access to a dolly. Now, this is a Canon R6 Mark II with a Sigma 18mm to 24mm lens attached to a monopod, which that was a great monopod, and that was a lifesaver for this. And just doing a basic pan or basic dolly in to that gun right now. Though this is a very dark film. Sorrow's Grave is a film. A sequel short film. Yes, you heard me right. This is part of the do's and don'ts, and it's pretty much what we should have done here. Now, this was filmed over, I think, 9 months ago. So I'm going back and I'm recapping to get caught up with the vlog. So right now, looking back at this, it is hard, but it is a good exercise for me to say, wow, what could have I done here? Now, this is actually one of the cool moments. This is called expressionism. It deals with shadows. It originated in Germany, actually. German artists used expressionism, and that's about showing shadows to motivate feeling or direction. So this character is very sad, and he is having thoughts of suicide. So that gun is symbolic of the suicide that he feels. And these little elements right here, I want to incorporate more because it just kind of looks really cool. I mean, look in this frame. It does look cool. And you're maybe inferring that, oh, is someone pointing a gun? No, he's seeing himself and he's seeing his thoughts. That shadow is his thought. So that's actually one of the only do's probably we got out of Sorrow's Grave. There's a lot of learning lessons to be made. But that's good. That's what you're supposed to do for a short film. And especially in filmmaking, especially when you're young, it's about making mistakes. It's about getting out there and doing it. So if you are in the place of not making your first film, this is an example of, hey, this is not that good of a film. And you can go watch it, and it has a lot of issues with it. Look, a big one right here is look at the lighting. There's no motivated light. If you're not going to motivate your light, basically saying, here's a practical, let me motivate this light. If you don't have the motivated light, or with your practical light, then you need to be using heavy direction of it's enhancing the mood. And I didn't even make this that moody. Massive mistake, again, for a dark film. It needs to be moody. It needs to be dark, high contrast. Another little good do, or a good thing for the do's and don'ts, the do is having different shades of light. That's something real simple. If you do have LED lights, take one of them and make it orange. Take one of them and make it daylight or make it blue, because that contrast of color is really good. Obviously, it needs to be motivated or have some sort of direction, but that's just like a real simple thing to make your images look a lot better. We're shooting this on a tripod, trying to incorporate some movement on that tripod. Now, Adrian's the actor here, did an awesome job. We had him this is like asking him to like think of the most horrible thing that you've thought of to get in that. Like, this is as a director of how do you get your actors to feel sadness? How do you get them to put them in that headspace? And that's really difficult because you're basically, unless you're paying your actors, you're going out with a ton of once you're like in the film industry more, working with actual actors, they know how to go through that process. But when you're working with friends specifically, you have to kind of walk them through of like, I did have to learn, how do you make someone get in that headspace? And it's about kind of walking them through ideas for the process you think you would go through, and then saying, this is something for you to explore. Now, in a different vlog before this movie, you'll see we actually had Adrian cut onions to give tears, and it did work. So that's a little life hack for you. If you need someone to cry, just cut some onions. We're now moving into the bedroom, and again, there's a perfectly good lamp to the right over there, which could be great for motivated light. But no, we have just straight on lights. This is the Sorrow's Grave. And this is a documentation, not content creation. The producer of this, Sam, who actually was helping with the dolly there at the beginning, and I came up with that as like a fun little joke to remind ourselves that, or remind me for this documentation or this vlog, that this is all about documenting. So this is a failure, and this is a documentation of it. Not a failure for anyone else but me. I wrote this, I directed this, I hold the responsibility. As the director, if something does well, that's my responsibility. If it does bad, that's my responsibility. And I'm owning that. I had control of the camera, and it's not on anyone else around me to tell me your thing is wrong. It's on me. That's the role of the director. So here, it's actually really positive for me to go back, or positive. I'm feeling positive is what I'm saying, going back and looking at this, because I'm like, okay, there is a lot to learn. And these behind the scenes videos show like what I could have done. Because when you just look at the frame, you're like, oh, maybe circumstance led to that. Maybe there really was no practical light, or whatever it is. But having these behind the scenes vlogs to look at for me and for other people is something interesting to say, like, what are you doing here? Thank you guys so much for watching. There's going to be a couple more vlogs on Star Wars Grave, and then we're going to go into some of the other movies that I've done. Make sure to subscribe, so as soon as we get caught up, you can stay up to date with what I'm doing, what's up with LukeRing, aka LR, and Sukavision. Have a great day.